Hey folks, welcome to Pro Trader Strategies Market Commentary, coming to you from Del Mar, California. Yes, and my camera has decided to not work, so I actually am right on the beach, so you get to have all of the sounds of the ocean, the train, and everything else, but it's going to probably sound like I'm in a war zone at some points in time. But yes, overlooking the beach that you can't see, unfortunately. Spent about 15 minutes trying to fix that problem, and I've decided to give up on it. All right, let's get on with the overall markets. There's not a whole lot of economic data to talk about other than last week when we were talking about the Fed. It looks like they are going to cut rates at this meeting. So it's only going to be 25 basis points. It's not really going to do anything for the overall economy. But I think it's just a show of faith. They're saying they want to be preemptive on any type of recessionary things that might be coming along. The only thing that we're seeing recessionary wise is over in Europe. Here in the United States, we haven't seen anything, but you guys heard me talk about that till I'm blue in the face. I think that they should leave rates where they are right now and let it meld, but it looks like they want to cut ahead of any type of recessionary type situation, maybe just spur along some inflation as well. All right, we've got crude oil coming off a little bit from last week. Remember, we were talking about we were in the 60s for a little while. Now we are back in the 50s and trying to hold on to that 55 handle right there. So I think we're going to kind of roll over a little bit later on in the week and kind of move back down into the lower to mid 50s. We're going to have to look and see what happens on Wednesday with the crude oil reports, but I'm expecting those crude oil inventories to start rising, and as well with the gasoline and distillates. So we'll see that come out on Wednesday, like I said. Moving on to gold futures. Gold's coming off just a little bit by about 50 cents. Still holding on to that 1400 handle. We've tested that 1450, which is lining up with that Fibonacci 61 extension there. That is holding right now. I think that gold is going to start moving back down. We've broken out of this little triangle pattern. We are going to see that topping pattern set up and maybe roll back down and test that 14 handle again later on this week. But with the Fed looking to cut interest rates, the idea there is that's going to weaken the dollar, and when you have a weak dollar, it's going to drive these other products like gold and crude oil higher, as the weaker dollar will drive those prices for demand for the gold bugs, because they're going to try and insulate themselves from some of that depreciating dollar, and oil is just a product of the weaker dollar is going to drive that price higher. All right, we've got the bonds half a point higher. We're going to be sticking right here at this 155 handle, I think, for at least the next several months, because we know the Fed is looking to cut interest rates by about 25 basis points. That's going to be priced into the markets here, even with the bonds. So they aren't going to have a whole lot of wiggle room to move unless there is something with a major correction with the equities, which I don't really foresee, especially after we are going to cut interest rates. That's going to be celebrated by the overall markets, and we probably see some historical highs. Remember, we talked about last week, we have some historical highs printed in the overnight sessions that we need to have covered during the day session to make those real numbers and be able to really do technical analysis on that. All right, so Dow Jones is in negative territory. We've got the broader markets up a little bit higher. NASDAQ almost near its highs of the day, up 67 points. But you can see it is still an inside day. That's that 8,000 mark we need to print during the day session. And with the Fed cutting interest rates, I think that's almost a for sure thing here in the near futures. E-mini S&P is up almost 10 points on the day. Again, we have this 3,000 mark that we have to go up and print during the day session. We're not too far away from that, only about 50 points. But again, an inside day. The market's really trying to digest everything we heard late on Friday with the Fed looking to cut interest rates and pretty good economic data coming out. So it's a bit of a head scratcher for me, to say the least. And that's about it. I haven't done any trades today. I'm going to be looking at doing a couple of earnings trades maybe later. The only thing I'm seeing right now that I'm going to probably want to look at for earnings is Coca-Cola. They have their earnings coming out tomorrow morning, so I'm going to be maybe looking to play that to the upside. But other than that, I'm not going to be adding too many things, because I am going to go check out the beach and break away from the markets for a couple of hours here. So that's all I got for you guys. Hope you have a great week, and if you can't take that, take it easy.